guys, how's it going? Today is bench day for the West Side Garden. You know, we moved this bench right behind me, so the one right there, from this area right here. It sat here until a bunch of tulips started to come up this spring, and they were right underneath the bench, so the bench was moved over here. And it turns out I actually really like having a bench here. And I didn't know if I was going to, because I really like having the negative space here because there's so much going on this side. And this is probably the second part of what we're going to do today. We need to do more maintenance. We already need to cut back our salvia for a second time. I need to do just some general raking and cleanup. Some veronica that needs to be cut back, roses that need to be deadheaded. Look at the Stokes asters though. Oh my word. When something looks as good as this does this time of year, that means we need more of these plants in this bed. You know, cut back lady's mantle and so on and so forth. So that's probably phase 2 of today's project. But phase 1 of today's video is getting the benches out. Now I asked my mom to order me 3 benches that would match this one, but neither of us could quite tell by the picture that was in the catalog if it was the same bench. It looked really close, but just couldn't quite tell. So we went ahead and ordered 4. I thought, you know what, we'll get 4, put 4 brand new ones out here, and then we can clean this one and put it out somewhere in the South Garden because we need benches everywhere out there. So it kind of worked out perfectly. We got them all unassembled. Paul and Bethany put together 3 of them yesterday, and we're gonna put together 1 of them this morning. We're gonna do that in the studio. Also, I don't know if you guys can tell the air quality. Maybe looking forward, can you see how it looks kind of hazy and foggy out there? That is smoke from the wildfires that are going on in the rangeland around our area. I mean, hundreds of thousands of acres, I think, are burning in Oregon at the moment. We keep having these wind and lightning storms come through, of course, no rain. And I think one of the rangeland fires that's currently burning is probably the closest one that we've ever had, like, to our town. In fact, I think Bethany's house is kind of right on the edge of the evacuation area, and she's fine. And I think they're getting things kind of under control at this point. But it's crazy. So anyway, that's that. I've noticed a little concern from you guys online who've heard about the fires, wondering if we are in the safe zone, and we are. Not from the smoke though. Our whole valley is full of it. Okay, look at these. Oh, they're so pretty and fresh. Oh, 3 of them all done. Doesn't look too difficult. Putting things together has never been my strong, like a strong skill of mine. But Paul and Bethany did a great job. I can't wait to get them all out. Here we go. This is our project. Oh, here's the back of it. There's a side. Oh yeah, this should be pretty straightforward, I think. I think I will have to try pretty hard to screw this one up. There's a back, the seat, and 2 sides. And then those are all of the screws that put it together. And there's a little tool in there that helps us attach everything. So should be pretty easy. I don't know, somehow when I put things together, I always get a piece backwards, or I just like get too impatient with the process, and yeah, I just do something wrong that's dumb. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Sturdy. Okay, there's all 4 of them. I think we could fit 2 of these in the back of the Gator. I think. We're gonna give it a try. It's not too far though. I could just carry each one of them over. Got all the benches placed, and I absolutely love where this one ended up. The one we moved from the west side, cleaned up and brought out here. So we're at the end of the South Garden loop where all of the bubblegum Supertunias are. Look at how gorgeous this is. Look at how it just fit in this space so naturally. I was driving around looking for a spot, and I thought initially that I'd put it right in here, but then I saw this little pocket of space in there, and I thought if I grabbed a few stepping stones, created a little space for it right here, it would be perfect. And these stones just fit in great. You know, I set them down first and then tipped them up to get all the mulch out from under them so I could sink them so nobody would catch a toe, but it just worked out perfectly. Now what I think I need is right in here, right in this space, I need a small deciduous tree that will create some canopy in this area, even though the things I have in here will eventually, it's going to take them some time. Like the Bonnie Blue spruce, it's one that will get sizable. It'll fill this space in, but it's more cone shaped. So if I have something that's more round up top, they should fit together like a puzzle right there. I think it'll be perfect. There's also a Serbian spruce. There is a larch in here. This one only gets like 6 feet wide though. So nice vertical interest there. And of course the great big Norway, but I just think this is so pretty. To the left of it, we've got some pincushion flower. This is the Fama White and Fama Blue that I dug out of the cut flower garden this spring and moved over here. Oh, look at this. Got a little bumble. And then I've got some coral jade sedum we recently planted, as well as some hardy geraniums, Senorita roses here. Oh, it's just a really pretty space. So look at my view here. Let's sit. Okay, so looking to the left here. Now it's actually best in the evening, and we're in the morning right now when the light is behind everything. And I should have another pathway coming out of here eventually. So it'll almost look like it's connected to this one, and it'll go around the backside of those roses and in front of the pine right there. And then the rest of this area will fill up with some pretty plants. And there's a view of my gator. So thankful for that machine. Oh, but this is something I was not anticipating doing this morning, but it just worked out beautifully. Oh, so pretty. Okay, success with that one. Now let's go take a look at the benches on the west side. Okay, let's take a look. So this one we were used to seeing, but now it's a fresh, clean one. And then here are the brand new 3. Now I was not super precise. I might be shifting these left to right a little bit. Anyway, I didn't measure or anything. This one, I think right away I can move it maybe to the left a bit. Oh, I like it. Then it gives you the ability, if you just want to stop and enjoy, there's the fountain going right there, so we hear that sound. Turn around this way. We can sit and look at stuff. Oh, all I can see is all the stuff I need to do in here. I feel like I always show maintenance on the west side, and the reason why I want to do that today is, one, it needs to be done, but also it's still in the shade right now. And even though it's kind of hazy-ish, it's still more sunny out in the South Garden where I have work to do as well. But we'll get to that at some point. It's supposed to cool down. So today is 106, tomorrow is 101, I think, and then we're down into the 90s for the foreseeable future. One of the days is actually 90 degrees straight up, and that is going to be a lovely day. I'm so looking forward to that, which means I can start planting again, and it'll be much more pleasant to be out here. But anyway, at this point, now that we have all of the benches out, and I'm so thrilled with them. In fact, let me show you a view from this side. You can kind of see them peeking through. They're not like real noticeable. I mean, they are, but they're not in a way. Being black, they kind of just recede into the background, and they don't like shout at you. If they were like a concrete bench or something like that that was lighter colored, I think that they would pop way more, and that's really not what I wanted. So I think this is a really perfect choice. Anyway, now we're just gonna start in with maintenance, and I'm just gonna try to capture as much of it as I can while moving as quickly as I can, because there's so much we need to do. Basically, it's going to be a full cut back of a lot of things, like this lady's mantle, which is super tired. Full cut back of the Veronica, which sometimes I do a full cut back, sometimes I don't, but you can see the canopy of fresh leaves way down in this plant. It's gonna make it look so much better just to cut all of the ratty growth off. I will be, deadheading things like this, making things look hopefully fresh again. So that is the order of this morning, and I would love it if we made it from one end to the other. I don't know if we will, but let's get after it. All right, guys, we got the entire west side done. And before it got too hot, it's 96 right now. So we still have 10 more degrees to go today. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I'm feeling pretty good about this flower bed. It's looking a lot better. So in this space right here, I went ahead and deadheaded the roses, cut back some daisies, cleaned up the iris. I didn't cut them all the way back because there's still some green in those leaves, but just got them kind of cleaned up. And then just started making my way down. Got these roses deadheaded. I didn't do a full clean of the rest of the irises because they're so thick. I just kind of went along the front, and anything that was egregious, I pulled those things and left the rest. Otherwise, I could spend all day doing that. Also, I wore gloves the entire time today. Look at this. Getting the light here. Still super dirty. Ugh. With the salvia, I just cleaned up kind of the outer portion and some of the spent blooms. I decided not to take it all the way down because there are a ton of buds. I mean, they're loaded. So I think we'll have some good color here soon. Cleaned up the geraniums, deadheaded these roses right here, took the veronica down. Trying to remember what else was in this space. Took the lady's mantle down. We came through and cleaned up the nepeta not that long ago. Knocked some cobwebs off of stuff. Cleaned up these iris just a little bit. Deadheaded the salvia a bit. There were some delphiniums back in here that I cut back. Cleaned up the geraniums and a veronica. And these veronica, there's a few in here. I just rounded out instead of taking all the way down. Took the lady's mantle down. There were more delphiniums back in this space, as well as some Stand By Me clematis that had a few blooms left, but it was super tired as a whole, so I decided just to take that down. Deadheaded the Mary Rose roses right here. They are looking especially vibrant right now. They're usually a lighter pink. Cut back the Thrift and the Agastaki. And then right in this space, I've got some ground cover campanula. And usually you can just pull all the stems that have kind of flopped to the side, so I did that. Cleaned up some growth on the bottom part of this elderberry. Deadheaded a bit these salvia. Again, these are loaded up with buds, so I don't want to take them all the way down. Cleaned up a yarrow and some verbascum that was in here. And then with our daisies, I decided not to round those out because there were so many of them. I decided just to take them all the way down. We have quite a lot of our season left still, so they'll push new growth, a new leaf canopy, and probably a few blooms. I rounded out the White Wands Veronica right here. You can see they just got a nice little leaf dome going on. And this is a spot that I could spend more time on, but I kind of want to do this when I've got a little bit more time before it gets too hot. But I want to clear out the base of this elderberry. Remember how far we took it back this spring? Like to, I don't know, 5 little trunks there. It's huge already. I've got some suckers I need to take out of this crabapple, and then I just want to clean up the base of the pussy willow. I did take a bunch of branches out just to lighten the load on top of these plants right here, but I need to spend more time kind of cleaning it out and making it look a little more aesthetically pleasing. And then on this side, I got the Boscobel roses, deadheaded, a whole bunch of buds in these roses. That's exciting. Looks like I missed this one branch. I was trying to get all the low-hanging maple branches and I missed this one. I might come back over and grab it. But I'm loving seeing the benches out here. I think that's such a great look. And I love that we've got a fresh, kind of a blank, not a blank slate, but a fresh start for a lot of these plants. It can be hard during this season to cut back perennials because there's a lot of nice looking leaves and stuff still, but just give them a few weeks and they will push new growth, new fresh blooms, and then we'll get to enjoy them more fully for the rest of the season. But I'm telling you what, I need more of these in my life. I need more. These are Stokes asters and they are gorgeous. I think, did we already look at these? I think we did in the beginning, but it bears repeating because, oh, they're just such a bright light in this flower bed. And if I could weave these throughout in the more bare areas, then during this season when I'm cutting back perennials, it's a great one to fill in the gap. I love it when you can figure those kinds of things out. And sometimes I'm not a very quick study about such things. So sometimes I stumble upon a plant like this that's just awesome in a specific spot. And I need to repeat it more. Oh, they're so, so pretty. I only have 2 bunches of them over here. This drift and that one. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. New benches, new little area out in the south garden, and a cleaned out west side flower bed. It feels good, and we just need to keep on going, and that's the thing around here. I know it gets so hot, but we have to keep on kind of plugging away at stuff because if we don't, things would just, they would go bad really fast. So we try to get out and do it as early as we can before it gets super duper hot. It's usually not too bad. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.